Steam Spring Sale is now live, meaning tons of great city building and colony sim titles at insane discounts, but there's just one problem. Which one is right for you? Well, today I'll be showcasing the best city building and colony sim games, both new and old, including popular titles and many hidden gems for you to enjoy. Hey everyone, my name is Marco, and whether you're brand new to the genre and you just want to casually see your population grow, or you're a hardcore player who rides the edge of pop caps and min-maxing resources so much now that you have a PhD in fluid dynamics, well, I'm sure there'll be at least one game here for you to sink plenty of hours into. Like, what about this little indie gem that has literally just come out of early access? Going Medievals for the colony sim fans out there who want something like RimWorld, but it's all set in this great looking low poly environment. As keen observers might have noticed, the game is set in the medieval period, where you'll start with 3 random people and try to grow this place into a thriving village. In the game, you'll be issuing orders, gathering your peeps to collect wood, doing some farming, going hunting, and then missing like the people from Naked and Afraid, and most of all, protecting them from the outside attackers. I've been playing it quite a bit recently, and I'm quite addicted. There's just so much to do all the time. It's got a great tech tree, and I enjoy just slowing down time a bit and just taking in how majestic everything looks. It's come a long way too, adding in stuff like fire, water, terraforming, trading, wildlife and taming, bandit camps, prisoners, siege weapons, advanced castle building, modding, and now with the 1.0 release, even more cool stuff. It's a relaxing game with some tension at times, and on sale, Going Medieval is 20% off or around 24 bucks, which is a bit high, but I'd say it's still worth it. One last thing, if you do end up enjoying this video, perhaps leave a like, comment on a game you recommend, or even subscribe to find your next addictive city building or colony sim game. And when it comes to colony sims, sometimes a bit of automation can go a long way. In Whiskerwood, you've been sent to this island by a bunch of evil cat overlords, and you're in charge of these mice to help turn this into a mini industrial empire. But you won't just be using your tiny arms to carry resources around. Oh no, as soon as you can, you'll be automating your processes to help streamline the whole place. However, not everything is sunshine and efficient rainbows. Those feline overlords will require regular taxes, the pirates can come along and demand resources, or else they'll just, bomb your island, and the winter will trigger you like your days of playing Banished. Man, I still have PTSD from playing that game, honestly. Whiskerwood is so much fun though. Trying to work around the limited space means a lot of vertical building, and watching those mice just cruise around, often trying to relax in the tiniest hot tub ever, it's just very cool to see. Plus, it's on sale for 35% off or around 20 bucks, and it's recommended if you enjoy games where there's just always something to optimize in your little town. And then up next is a game similar to Anno, but with some tower defense mechanics in the underground mines. In SteamWorld Build, you're tasked with building a charming steampunk town on a dying planet, mining ancient technology, and escaping before the whole place just crumbles to dust. On the surface, it's a simple city building game with cheerful art and music, but underground, it's monster-haunted mines, puzzles, and a lot of treasure. In the game, you'll need to juggle resources, keep your robot citizens happy, and dig even deeper into the abyss while the world slowly collapses around you. It's easy to pick up, but it also has a lot of strategy thrown into it too, with just enough danger just to keep things interesting. There's a lot of replayability here with different themes and randomly generated mines, and right now, SteamWorld Build, if you can get it on sale, it's a massive 85% off, which brings it just under 4 bucks. Perfect if you want a city builder with a little bit of a twist. Then for a title I haven't covered in some time, but it's now out of early access and comes with some really cool features. Laysara Summer Kingdom is a city building game that does things a little differently. In the game, you'll need to set up a bustling settlement on the side of some rather high mountains. This means that you'll need to carefully plan and expand towns on the side of mountains, manage resource production chains, and meet the needs of your society, all while tackling hazards like avalanches and extreme weather. Just a note though, Laysara plays more like a puzzle game versus your traditional city builder. Like each mountain you build on comes with its own unique set of challenges, and the fun here comes from trying to build effectively on these steep cliffs, all while managing the logistics that go with it. You'll tackle avalanches by creating natural barriers, crafting complex transport networks to move your goods across cliffs and canyons, and even aim to build some summer temples as the ultimate achievement. There's no combat, just you and this mountain like you're the girlfriend of that massive guy from Game of Thrones. And on sale, it's 40% off or around 15 bucks. Not bad if you just want to try out something a little bit different. And now if you want something even more laid back, have a closer look at this one. Islanders New Shores is one of those dwarf romantic types. You might remember their first title a way back that came out in 2019, where you had to carefully assemble your buildings to score enough points in order to progress to the next island. The sequel is similar, this time around coming with an entire graphics overhaul along with 44 building types that each come with their own modifiers and penalties. It also comes with new mechanics like the boon system, making for a refreshing change to the game. The soundtrack is calming, plus the game comes with some new biomes like lava or snow-covered ones. Again, it's one of those puzzle games because you're always trying to overlap various building types to reach that high score. But also you're just trying to make great looking islands. Like, look at this, looks so cool, especially with these eye-pleasing graphics. Overall, it's a relaxing game, and on sale it's 35% off or like $6. Such a good deal if you're looking for a chilled out city builder. And then up next we have this charming little survival city builder where one person's trash is your treasure. And it's also part of your city. Flotsam came out last year, and when I saw its vibrant graphics and just overall setting, I had to check it out. A few hours later, I knew the devs were onto something. The whole world is underwater, and you need now to build a town out of whatever floats to the surface. It starts off small with your boat just cruising around this map, picking up debris and turning it into homes, water purifiers, farms, and a whole lot more. I must say I got very hooked onto the game, just watching the people just vibe around all the time. It was very fun. And although it looks very cozy and charming, it still can come with some challenges to keep you on your toes. Your mobile base will always be on the lookout for more survivors, sunken treasure, and more that'll always keep you busy with something to do. And sure, it might not be as deep with content as some of the other titles on this list, it's still very addictive, and on sale right now it's 50% off for just over $12. Definitely worth checking out if you're into survival city builders, but looking for one a bit more laid back. Now, most of the games on this list are about industrialization and building up these huge skyscrapers, but what if you wanted to reverse it? Terra Nil comes from the South African studio Free Lives, they're Biolacca, and they've got this game that's all about turning brown into green, dirt into grass, waste into trees. Again, it's more like a puzzle game, so don't expect the traditional city builder type mechanics here. You start with a toxic or barren wasteland, and you'll slowly start plopping down turbines, toxin scrubbers, wetland generators, and a whole lot more that turns the ground into just something majestic. Biomes will start to appear from wetlands to fynbos that brings various flora and fauna with such cool looking animations. It's all so satisfying. It's also recently received its heatwave update, bringing in new regions and again more animals and trees to look at. Plus during the sale it's 60% off or like $10 or 92 rand for all my chommies down in South Africa. So if you want a chilled out city building game, well, Terra Nil might just be worth checking out, my cuzzy. Then taking a trip into space with a survival city builder that just stands out from the rest in so many ways. It's called IXION, a fitting title as the name comes from Greek mythology, as IXION was the king of the Lapiths. His arrogance and hubris led to his eternal punishment, as he was tied to an ever-spinning wheel of fire in Hades. Your spinning wheel of unending suffering is the Tiquan, a massive space station tasked with shipping humanity to safety after Earth gets too many negative reviews on Yelp and has to close down. And trust me, shipping humanity is not easy in this game. You'll need to juggle food shortages, things will keep breaking down, the population seems to always be on the verge of a mutiny, and you'll be doing all of this on what looks like the inside of a washing machine hurtling through space. Now, the best part about this game is that it's like the record studio Rhymesayers entertainment. It's got a lot of atmosphere. The soundtrack is phenomenal, the graphics look good, and the gameplay constantly puts you under tension as warning lights go off and you just think that this time it might be the end. IXION is challenging, it's punishing, but it's so good. And on sale, it's 65% off for like $12. Such a must play for fans of sci-fi city builders who crave high stakes intensity. Then taking my breath and taking it easy with this relaxing game that just looks so good. Town to City is a city building game that comes with these incredible voxel graphics, just like their previous title, Station to Station, that yes, some people might not be a fan of, but once you get into it, look at what you can create here. It's amazing. In the game, you'll be building up a city from scratch, complete with organic design and addictive gameplay. What makes it interesting though is that you can progress based on the specific needs of your citizens. So some might want to live near water or be surrounded by all the different trees, forcing you to change your layout instead of just the tried and tested strategies you've had before. You can put hours away in this game just listening to the calming music and this pleasing visual style as you create some incredible organic designs. And yes, it's still in early access, but it's on sale for 20% off or around $20, and it's a must play if you want something laid back and you're a fan of these type of graphics. Then up next is a little hidden gem that's ideal for fans of old school city builders like Pharaoh or Caesar. Nebuchadnezzar is a classic isometric city builder set in ancient Mesopotamia. Like with those other classics, you'll be building, managing, and expanding your city by activities like farming, industry, and trade. The game can be quite challenging, and I must say it's best designed for players familiar with the old school city builders. A neat feature here is that you can design custom monuments, so creative players can have some fun, especially if you play around in the sandbox mode. Sure, it's got a few issues, but on sale it's 50% off or like $10, which is a steal for fans who enjoy the older isometric city builders. Now for another title that's also set in Mesopotamia, just with slightly better visuals. In Sumerians, you start with a tiny settlement near a river and gradually expand into a massive city-state by digging irrigation canals and building impressive ziggurats. The economy system in the game is pretty cool too. It's this balancing act between state-run projects and private artisan markets where citizens trade with what they actually produce. Be warned though, it is quite a balancing act. If you mismanage your food supply or state workers, your city can enter into a death spiral pretty quickly. There's no warfare or anything like that to worry about here. The challenge is purely about urban planning and keeping your citizens happy and fed. It plays a bit like the game Banished, and on sale it's 60% off or around $7. Perfect if you want a Banished type of game but set in ancient Mesopotamia. Now, I don't often stream, but during the turn-based fest on Steam, I decided to show off this very unusual city builder. dotAGE is a turn-based roguelike survival city builder. Quite a mouthful, but it works way better than I thought. In this pixelated adventure, you play as this village elder, aka old man shaking his fist at clouds, trying to guide your people through an apocalyptic prophecy. To prevent the disasters coming your way, you'll assign workers to grow crops, manage resources, and also lots of knights that increase the population. And because it's a turn-based game, it feels a bit like a city building board game. You get to plan out everything very carefully, which for me always backfired because I forgot to put someone on food, which led to a mass wave of sickness and sadness, especially coming from me. Now I know the graphics won't be for everyone, but hey, I enjoyed it. The sound effects and the gameplay are very charming, and on sale you can pick it up for 20% off or like $14, which is a good deal if you like roguelikes, city builders, and pixel graphics all in one. Next up is for those who prefer more of the classic feel of a city building game, kinda like SimCity back in the day. Sitting with overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, TheoTown comes with that nostalgic pixel art style that lets you build everything from tiny suburbs to massive skylines. It's also very straightforward, super addictive, and perfect if you want to play Maya without the complexity of a modern 3D engine. In other words, if you've got a potato PC like mine, look no further. You get to manage transport, various zones, and even deal with disasters if you're feeling a little bit naughty. Then it comes with features like online multiplayer, playing on one big region where everyone can build a massive city together. While it's usually pretty cheap already, you can get TheoTown for 30% off or like $7, which is an insane deal for the amount of hours you can put into this addictive game. Now, as much as I love Against the Storm, I've featured it so much on this channel, I feel like it's burnt into my screen like when you leave an old TV on for too long on a single image. But then Feastopia came along and said, hey, let's make a roguelike city builder vibe like Against the Storm, but it's all about food and a lot more cheerful. The visuals hit you like a light smack in the face, super vibrant and making you stop and stare a few times as to see what actually is going on. In the game, you're in this mysterious land where you need to build up a massive food capital by managing places to live, food supplies, and all the logistics that come with it. It comes with tons of recipes to unlock, disasters to survive, and each run plays through differently thanks to the procedurally generated maps and events. So if you are a big fan of Against the Storm's gameplay, Feastopia might just be a lot of fun. On sale it's 10% off or around 13 bucks, not bad and maybe worth checking out. Now if you're looking for a World War II colony sim, this might be right down your alley. Now in Ground of Aces, you won't be on the front lines, but instead you'll be in charge of a remote World War II airbase, designing every wall, maintaining your aircraft, and keeping your crew physically and mentally ready for battle. You'll be preparing squadrons of Hurricanes and Spitfires, sending pilots on dangerous missions, and holding the line during air raids. I really enjoy the art style that comes with it, and just the overall goal of turning your dirt runways into a massive concrete powerhouse. You'll be managing everything from pilot morale and housing to the logistics of fueling and repairing your planes after intense missions. And just when things start to feel cozy, enemy bombers will come along raining down destruction, forcing you to rebuild and keeping your crew from getting too disheartened. It is still currently in early access, but hey, it's on sale for 35% off or like 20 bucks. And might be worth checking out if you love World War II history and looking for a fresh perspective on the genre. Then for the fantasy fans out there, here's a new title that brings a fresh twist to the classic Lemmings game that inspired it. Craftlings is a settlement builder where you'll be managing these adorable but slightly dim-witted little creatures that have the same danger sense of sheep. They'll happily just jump off cliffs or wander into dragons unless you guide them using science equipment and a little bit of magic. It's more of a logistical puzzle game than a traditional city builder though, where you have to automate resource chains and use mana to cast spells like summoning parachutes to keep your clumsy workers alive. You'll either be a fan or not of its retro pixel art style and a soundtrack that's perfect for just vibing along while you wait for your materials to refine. It can be a bit overwhelming at first because of all the complex micromanagement, but watching your little chaotic group of settlers turn into a well-oiled machine is very satisfying. And on sale, Craftlings is 20% off or around 12 bucks. Perfect if you enjoy the Lemmings game or you just want something a little different. But then if you want something that feels like a subterranean colony sim meets Helldivers, this one could be a winner. Drill Core is a hidden gem with these chunky pixel graphics that very successfully mixes colony sim strategy with tower defense chaos. In the game, you're working for a giant corporation, fixing planets by drilling deep into their mantles to detonate a massive core. By day, you're the big manager, directing miners and carriers to mine resources while managing your workers' needs and building up your base's infrastructure. But once the sun goes down, the local wildlife comes out to remind you that they don't like the noise, launching waves of attacks while you have to hold off with specialized turrets. The real fun in the game comes from the insane synergies you can build, like using teleport turrets to send armies back to your laser walls. It's crazy cool. It's got a good sense of humor, the core gameplay is solid, and it's also hit its 1.0 release. On sale, you can pick up Drill Core for 25% off or around 15 bucks. A great deal for such an addictive game. Speaking of hidden gems, this one often goes under so many radars, it's like a submarine. I'm actually throwing in Songs of Six here just one last time because I mention it so much and people keep commenting saying, hey, you forgot about this one. So here it is, but after the sale, I'm just gonna retire it for a while. I've featured too much, guys. Anyways, rant over, back to the game. This is an incredibly deep game where you're building up a giant city. I'm talking thousands and thousands of citizens, all from different walks of life. And yes, I know, it's not the easiest on the eyes, but like with the other greats out there like RimWorld and Dwarf Fortress, you won't be getting this game for its looks. You'll be getting it for the adventures and encounters you get along the way. Your citizens will be ranging from humans to insectoids and everything else in between. Each come with their own quirks, dietary requirements, their faiths, and a whole lot more, which seems a bit overwhelming at first, but soon becomes very, very addictive. And sure, it's on early access, but to me it feels like a very finished game, and the dev is still very active. On sale you can get it for 25% off or like 19 bucks, which seems a bit steep, but trust me, you can spend a whole weekend of this game without blinking an eye. Plus, the demo is out there if you want to test it out, but trust me, it's amazing. And then last but not least, a game I wasn't planning to include again because I feature it so much, but they just had its full release and I thought, hey, why not just one more time? Timberborn is amazing, no doubt about it. I didn't think I'd be interested in fluid dynamics or sluice gates, but here we are. This game tricks you into learning things you never would ever even think about. I just love games where the devs manage to pull off a fresh and original idea, and this is definitely one of them. Water management is the name of the game here because, well, you're a bunch of beavers. In this colony slim/city builder, you'll be building up massive cities that go hand in hand with the water that runs beside it. Now, what I'm explaining and showing off here is just the tip of the iceberg in such a deep and immersive game. Now that it's finally got its full release, the floodgates have opened into a fantastic title that you can easily sink hundreds of hours into. On sale, it's 20% off or like 20 bucks. It's so worth it, and I 100% recommend it if you want to try this epic game out. You will not be disappointed.